Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So as a lot of you guys have heard by now, the San Antonio Spurs are going to be looking to trade Dejounte Murray and Derrick White at some point this NBA offseason. The idea here is that, both these players are really good basketball players. They're not old. They're on really good contracts. I think Dejounte Murray's on like a $64 million deal, and Derrick White just signed recently a $73 million extension. So, not really bad contracts, all things considered, for the type of players they are. The issue is that, you look at these guys and you say, okay, these are good basketball players, but going forward, is this going to be enough to really win us an NBA championship? So for today's video, guys, we are going to talk about both these guys individually, what exactly they can bring to an NBA team, and then over on my Twitter account at ChrisFlakes2K, I asked you guys to give me some trade ideas for both of them, which we're going to go over. Now, before we get going on today's video, if you guys don't mind dropping a like on this video, remember, man, it's really good for that YouTube algorithm. I cannot grow this channel without you, so please drop a like. And of course, if you're new to the channel, help me get to 300K. We're getting so close, man. Each and every day, we're gaining hundreds of brand new subscribers. But yes, let's go ahead and talk about both these guys. So I guess the idea of a trade, there's kind of like two ways to look at it. The Spurs are either going to go like all in and try to get some sort of like veteran player, maybe re-sign DeMar DeRozan and make some sort of run. Me personally, I don't like that idea because I just don't think it's going to result in a championship. But at the same time, we realize that Greg Popovich is like 72 years old now. So I mean, as a coach, he really does not have, a lot of time to go through a rebuild and everything like that, man, before he retires and everything. So, yeah, I could see where they would want to go that direction, but also I just don't think it's for the betterment of the actual basketball team. And the other route is looking to trade these guys to maybe move up from the 12th pick in the 2021 NBA draft. Obviously, it's a very deep draft class. And yeah, it's a case where you try to draft the guy that can be like that future great player that you build around. So yes, I guess first looking at Derrick White. Derrick White is 26 years old. Last season averaged 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. He's actually a pretty interesting player. A few seasons ago, man, he had this like really solid playoff run for the San Antonio Spurs. He ended up playing, I believe it was for Team USA, or maybe it was FIBA, something like that. But regardless, like when he played for those teams, he was kind of like behind in the guard rotation. Obviously, having so many great guards on Team USA and stuff, he didn't really get to play too much. And at that point, I personally felt like the man maybe lost a little bit of confidence or something, right? Because after having that great playoff run, he was still a solid player for the Spurs, but he just never really broke out into that all-star caliber player that I think a lot of people were expecting him to do. But with that being said, as far as his role on a basketball court, I really like him as kind of like a combo at the 2 spot. He's about 6'4". He has decent playmaking skills, but I would say that probably his best quality is his shot creating ability. I mean, he can, make a shot for himself, but obviously get into the basket, knocking down a 3-point shot. On the penetration, he can make plays for others too, right? Pretty solid catch and shoot player too. So I mean, he almost reminds me, I would say, I don't mean this like disrespectfully. It's going to come off disrespectfully, but almost like a poor man's Malcolm Brogdon, right? Just a guy that plays smart and can do multiple things out there on the basketball court. Not disrespect, just the type of player I really think he is. Then the other guy, of course, being Dejounte Murray. So Dejounte Murray is actually one of the best like defensive players in the entire NBA. But also what I really like about him is that from an offensive standpoint, he's pretty low usage, but at the same time, he still knows how to score the basketball, right? So it's not a case where he's just like a bad offensive player like trying to score. No, he's just a guy that knows that scoring's not really his strength, but when he's asked to do it, he can do it pretty solidly out there, man. Last season averaged about 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and nearly 2 steals a game with about 45% field goal percentage out there, and nearly 32% from 3. If he can get that 3-point shot up to about like 35-36%, he's really going to break out even more. But obviously with Dejounte, what you get is his defense and everything like that. Now there is a little bit of injury kind of like awareness right there when it comes down to it, man. I believe he tore his ACL, what was like 2 seasons ago now, but it looks like he's pretty much bounced back, and he's still going to be a great player and everything, right, man? So yes, we're going to go ahead and hop over to Twitter now and talk about your guys' trade packages, I guess. Me personally, I would probably look to trade these guys separately. Together they're a pretty solid backcourt, but I do think the most value will come out of trading them separately. So yeah, let's go hop over there and check out some of your guys' trades. Okay, so I asked this about 24 hours ago, so we do have quite a bit of trades to go through, but we're going to start off here with Phenomenal Bopper saying a 3-team trade. Spurs get Zubac, Sexton, 25th pick, and Daniel Toro. Clippers get Murray and the Spurs second. Cavaliers get Derrick White, Eubanks, and a 2023 first round pick. So I will say, for the Cavaliers standpoint, probably doesn't make too much sense. I don't really see the point of trading Colin Sexton for essentially Derrick White and some other stuff out there. I guess the draft pick's nice, but the Spurs are not going to do that really going into some sort of rebuild if they do trade these guys away. But overall, I do like Murray on the Clippers. I feel like that's like a missing piece from him at that point guard spot. Next up we have, okay, this looks like he's doing a Knicks trade right here, but I'm not clicking the sensitive thing. Okay, so Hawks get Murray, Trey Jones, Spurs get Bogdan. Okay, that's a lot going on right there, man. Here we go. We got Andre, big Pistons fan right here. This is the trade of the Pistons. Again, Dejounte Murray. The Spurs get Corey Joseph, Sekou Doumbouya, and Hamidou Diallo. So I guess in this case, I mean, as a Pistons fan, I like the trade because it's a really good value trade for the Pistons. But also, Murray doesn't really make much sense in Detroit with already having Killian Hayes and perhaps Cade Cunningham. I mean, there's already going to be a logjam at the point guard spot with having Cade and Killian. You add Dejounte into the mix, and it's just going to be kind of messy out there. I guess realistically, you could do like a 3-guard lineup. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense. But I do like Dejounte, though. If the Pistons were to like trade down in the draft and get like Evan Mobley, definitely not a bad little route to go. Here we have the Spurs get Laurie, Kobe, and first the Bulls get Dejounte Murray. We got Bulls fans saying that's way too much. That is quite a bit. I will say that is quite a bit. But at the same time, the first pick, I don't think the first round pick needs to be added on right here. Getting Laurie Marketing, good young player. Kobe White, good young player. I feel like that's probably enough just because essentially we don't even know if Marketing is going to be returning to the Chicago Bulls. So, yeah, that's definitely not bad. And I think if anybody could get the most out of Marketing, it would definitely be Greg Popovich, right? Okay, so here we have, what's this? We have the Nuggets getting Dejounte Murray, the Pelicans getting Will Barton and some picks out of it, and the Spurs getting Bol Bol, and it looks like moving up in the draft just a little bit. They move up from 12 to 10. I mean, I do Dejounte with Jamal Murray. That definitely works. The Pelicans, I don't really know why they would do this trade, to be honest. I mean, they're getting second-round picks out of it, and they're getting the Nuggets first-round picks, so I don't think it really makes a lot of sense for the Pelicans. Decent trade for the Spurs getting picks and also Bol Bol out of it, but yeah, Pelicans does not make too much sense in my opinion. Here we have a trade of Dejounte to the Lakers for Dennis Schroeder, a first-round pick and some second-round picks. Not bad. That's not a bad trade. Dejounte definitely works with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and the Spurs still get a solid point guard in Dennis Schroeder, but the picks once again, nice little addition. I kind of like that trade. Okay. We have another 3-team trade. I like how you guys are all using a little thing like this, man. The fanspo.com, I think it is. So here is the 76ers getting D'Lo and Malik Beasley. That backcourt definitely works with Joel Embiid. Spurs getting Ben Simmons. I kind of like the idea of Ben Simmons on the Spurs, to be honest, man. Paul Reed and also Isaiah Joe and the Timberwolves getting Rudy Gay, Dejounte Murray, and the 12th pick in the draft. That's an interesting trade. I mean, Malik Beasley's a pretty solid scorer. It's still, I don't know if it's quite enough, I don't know, because D'Lo's still like an all-star point guard. It's not the worst trade I've seen for Ben Simmons, and as far as Dejounte going to the Timberwolves, brings them some defense. They don't really need Rudy Gay, but also I'd like them to see, that use that 12th pick to hopefully go for some sort of like power forward or somebody like that, right? All right. Let's see. We're not clicking the sensitive stuff. We got Murray and White for Barton and a first-round pick. No, it's bad. No. They've got him in a tumble, bro. No. All right, here we have a trade to the Celtics. I don't know if I've talked about this already, but I absolutely love Dejounte Murray on the Celtics. To me, Murray to the Celtics makes the most sense out of any team at all. That is what they need at that point guard spot. They need a guy that can still score, but knows when to score and how to score, but can play some great bitch-ass defense and make plays for the grab rebounds, man. That is what they need. I was saying Lonzo Ball was a good fit for the Celtics, but to me, Dejounte Murray is the best fit. Plus, you look at the salary and everything, it makes so much sense. The idea of Murray playing with Tatum and Jaylen Brown, yes. Now, to do so, it looks like the trade is going to be Marcus Smart. That's for salary reasons, which, Marcus Smart obviously is also a point guard, but I think Marcus Smart's more of a shooting guard, to be honest, so you get more of the natural feel of Dejounte Murray, but also you get Derrick White out of it, too, which is going to help a lot of scoring, too, man. But also the Spurs get Romeo Langford, good, young lottery pick right there. Peyton Pritchard, who was one of the better rookies last year, and Carson Edwards. I don't really know if the Spurs want 3 point guards. I think the idea of trading away some of the point guards here is because they do have a lot of talent, and a lot of young players that they're looking to give minutes to, and Lonnie Walker and, all those guys over there, man. But I think maybe some draft picks would probably have to be included right here from the Boston Celtics side, if I'm being 100% honest. But yeah, I do like the idea of Murray on the Celtics. I just think there's probably a better trade available. Here we have Murray and Jakob Poeltl and a first for Ben Simmons, and then DeRozan and White for McCollum. Okay, let's see what the replies are right here, man. So we don't want Ben. I guess the Spurs don't want Ben Simmons. Okay, man. That's interesting. It's an interesting trade. Okay, not bad. Here we have Derrick White, Dejounte Murray, DeMar DeRozan, and a first for Damian Lillard. I don't think Damian to the Spurs really makes a lot of sense, just because, it's going to be another case where, for one, you're giving up all these assets to get Damian, and he's going to be once again going to a team that just simply does not have the rest of the guys around them to compete. So, yeah, I think once again, if Damian gets traded, it's going to have to be a case where, it's a lot of draft picks and young players being given up, but there's still going to remain, the other, veteran players on the team that Damian can compete with. Here we have the Celtics get Dejounte. Yeah, same type of trade right there. I really like this trade here, man. This is a good trade. The first round pick being included. I don't think Derrick White really needs to be on the Celtics. Like this right here, the Spurs get assets. They get Romeo Langford, and they still get a really solid defensive player in Marcus Smart. This is a good trade all around, if you ask me. I do know that Marcus Smart is like the heart and soul of the Celtics, but at the same time, you do have to give up something to get something back, right? But I know a lot of Celtic fans are very hesitant on trading Marcus Smart. I just think Dejounte Murray is one of those cases where you kind of make that type of move, right? Here we got Derrick White, Dejounte, and their pick this year and a future first for Jakob and Sabonis. I don't really see why the Pacers would do this, to be honest. They already have a lot of good guards on their team. They don't really got to give up an all-star and Sabonis. Here we have Lauri Markkanen, Tomas Satoransky for Dejounte Rudiger in a second. Okay, that's not too bad, I suppose. Dejounte and Derrick White to the Bulls, so another trade right there. Okay, I'm trying to look for maybe some teams that we haven't exactly seen yet. Here we got Dejounte from Malcolm Brogdon, Aaron Holiday, and a 60th pick. The 60th pick. So with this, Dejounte makes the Pacers a little bit younger at that spot. Malcolm's not old. I think he's 26. Malcolm Brogdon just seems like he would be a perfect Spurs player, though. He just, man, a little on the boring side, but plays so smart. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's Spurs basketball. It might not always be the most exciting thing to watch, but usually it gets the job done, right? At least in years past. What else we got here? A lot of Celtic trades. Here we got Dejounte, the Celtics for Romeo Langford, Grant Williams, and a second-round pick. And, yeah, this is the Spurs player kind of laughing at that one. He's kind of confusing me because he's got the little four-leaf clover right there. Here we have, he's not leaving. Okay. Well, let's end the video, man. He's not leaving, guys. We have Murray and White plus 1 pick for Ben Simmons. I do think there is a trade package to have for Ben Simmons in this case. And I think there is a trade that benefits both sides. I don't know what it is exactly, but because the Dejounte to me is actually kind of he's almost like Ben Simmons with confidence. I think Ben Simmons is the better player, but still the overall around, just nicely polished game in Murray, but also he shoots threes. I don't know, man. I don't know. This guy says it has to be some of the most stupid trades he's ever seen. Okay. Anything else really see here? We got once again to the Celtics, which kind of seems to be the consensus is him going to the Celtics, which I definitely do agree with. Oh, here we go. We got a trade with the Knicks. Spurs receive Mitchell Robinson, Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, and some picks. And the Knicks received Dejounte Murray and Derrick White. I actually kind of really like this trade for both sides. Once again, you're getting Mitchell Robinson. They do need some more depth at the center spot for the Spurs. They got Jakob Poeltl, but they could still use some other guys over there. Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, both lottery picks in the past. Maybe a new system with Greg Popovich's system could kind of fix those guys. Maybe the picks are nice. And Murray just would be a great point guard for this team. Derrick White gives them some more shot creating out there. That's a nice little trade. I like that, man. I think that really benefits both sides. And once again, the contract value of Murray and of White It is a case where maybe I would rather just have them have Dejounte Murray. I don't think, once again, they'd really need White out of it, but they could just go for Murray. That'd be fantastic, because you get yourself a great point guard for the next 10 years without really killing the salary cap, right? I mean, at least for now. If he plays really good down the road, he gets a better contract. Okay, we got what? Trade for the Lakers. We got Spurs get Murray and White. Nobody gets Murray and White. Okay, fair enough, man. You know, and I could see where Spurs fans are hesitant about trading these guys. I would be more, you know, able to trade away Derrick White just because, like I said, man, he's 26. It's not old, but unless you don't think you're going to win a championship in like 3-4 years, maybe you get some sort of value for him. But like Murray is only 24, and he seems to be getting better each and every season. So, all right, here we got one with the Nuggets. Here we got a Raptors trade for Kyle Lowry. Got Lowry in a sign and trade. I don't, for the life of me, see why the Spurs would do that. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Sorry, man, don't mean to roast, but it's just kind of true. Taylor Horton-Tucker and pick and Kuzma for Dejounte. Interesting. Kuzma could be a nice, scoring option for the Spurs. Taylor Horton-Tucker, we don't know what he's going to be, but he could be a future All-Star. We don't really know. And a pick. I like that. Then again, you know, the Lakers didn't really want to give up didn't want to give up THT for, you know, kind of like Kyle Lowry. So will they do it for Dejounte? I don't really know, man. Man, had a nightmare the Pistons drafted Jalen Suggs. Hey, it's all good. He'll still be a good player. Alrighty, we are pretty much seeing a lot of like repeat trades. Here we got one for Marvin Bagley, Buddy Hield. I don't really see Dejounte really fitting with De'Aaron Fox all that much. But okay, guys, we're going to say that's the end of the video right there. You know, we went through pretty much all these trades here. So you guys let me know in the comment section below. Which of these do you like the best? That's all we got. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.